Today we go over our first 3 batches in our small batch brewing series using 2 hops. Welcome back, everybody. So obviously I tried to put these out in order, or I should say I did put them out in order. So if this is your first time, go back to this playlist and watch 1, 2, and 3. So today we have our first 3 batches of our 2 hops. Excuse me. I'm just saying 2 hops. We could use 2 malts. We could use 3 malts. But we are staying with 2 hops. And our first 2 up are Cascade and Centennial. So all these beers right now are using 2 pounds, 4 ounces of 2-row. If there's something added, it will be an addition. We will not subtract from the 2 pounds, 4 ounces of grain base that we use. Any adjuncts, any specialty malts will be on top of that. Because we have to have a base, and I feel staying with that, not cutting it back to make it the 2 pounds, 4 ounces is best. Could I be wrong? Yes. It's home brewing. You can do whatever you want. This is how I'm doing it. So our first beer in the series was Cascade Centennial. Our second beer in the middle is Centennial Cascade. Our third beer is Centennial Cascade, but we added half a pound of oats to it. So all 3 of these have a hop addition at 60 minutes, at 10 minutes, at 5 minutes into the boil, then 0.25 ounces of each hop 3 days into fermentation. So number 1, the Cascade Centennial ended at 6.73%. Beer 2, the Centennial Cascade, ended at 5.74%. And beer 3, using half a pound of oats, ended at 7.69. Now, as I said in the one with oats, so the number 3 batch, I didn't realize oats added that much sugar, which drove the ABV up. At least in this test, it shows as the oat version has the highest ABV. Now, I don't have 3 hands, and I'm still getting floaties in this oat batch. I'm pretty sure it's oats, but I could be wrong. So I'm going to pick up the Cascade Centennial and the Centennial Cascade first to see what we get. Batch 1, so the Cascade Centennial is very clear, light yellow, still has bubbles coming up, still has a nice frothy head, but it is died down. I could put some more in there, but it should be fine. The Centennial Cascade version, number 2, is more New England in color. It does have some protein trube floating in there, some bubbles coming up, but it's more of a hazy yellow New England IPA color. If we do the Centennial Cascade number 2 versus the Centennial Cascade and Oats number 3, and look at them, yeah, the Centennial Cascade, the number 2 without the oats, looks more New England IPA. So if you're under the impression, as of right now, that oats help with head retention, Centennial with oats number 3 doesn't even have a head, where the Centennial Cascade does have a head. So I would say from this test, oats do nothing for the head. Maybe Care Foam or Care Pills might do something for the head, but that's something for another video. The best head is the Centennial Cascade. That is the second batch. I'm saying it like this because I do put this out on iTunes as a podcast, and I want to make sure if you're listening to it there that you do know what I'm talking about. So we're going to start out with number 1, Cascade Centennial, see how it smells. Then we will go to Centennial Cascade number 2, and then Centennial Cascade Oat number 3 for smell. As this is warmed up, because this was the first review I did tonight, that floral is really coming out. You're still getting some of that sweetness and citrus, but that floral is right there in your face. Now, Centennial Cascade could be something different, but Cascade Centennial, because the Cascade is first, more floral, understandable, smells like it should. So let's move on to the Centennial Cascade number 2. Now, because this is warmed up some, I am getting more floral. But that grapefruit citrus, that tartness is right behind it. So I am getting more floral, and maybe because it's warmed up more, that floral note would come out, but that grapefruit is right there behind it. Okay, let's smell Centennial Cascade with oats. I don't like it. It is big time sweet floral. That Centennial Cascade with oats tastes nothing or smells nothing like the other two. Like, no. It smells higher in ABV. Like, I almost want to say kind of like a young mead with honey, where you're getting that burst of sweetness, like sweet floral. So I would say the Centennial with Cascade, the number 2 brew, is the best smelling. Let's go ahead and taste. Cascade Centennial, very smooth. I like how smooth it is. It tastes like a pale ale. It has the body of a pale ale. But I almost want to say like the flavor of an IPA. Like you're getting more out of it. Yeah, there's some floral and citrus there, but I almost want to say it's like in your face. In your mouth, I should say. Very easy drinking, light-bodied summer beer. Like if you wanted a straight up summer slam, that's kind of the beer that I would go for to try and make. Just to drink. It doesn't wreck your palate. If you like that floral, it's there. The citrus helps cut through that floral some, I believe. So it's nice. Let's go on to the Centennial Cascade number 2. Good, like meaty grapefruit tartness. This beer is what I would make in the summer. If you're more of a grapefruit person, brew the Centennial Cascade as of right now. If you're more of a floral fan, brew the Cascade Centennial. And on to beer number 3, Centennial Cascade with oats. No. Very thick, sweet malt, floral. Like, I don't like it. No. Those oats killed that beer. I mean, it's good to see, and I was looking forward to that, but I was almost thinking that half a pound would be too much. It's way too much. But Again, this is home brewing. I'm trying to show everything. So half a pound, that's what we got. I'm going to have to deal with it. But as of right now, beer number 3, Centennial Cascade with oats, is out. It's bad. The winner on this one is Centennial Cascade, the number 2. Very nice, meaty grapefruit taste. A tiny bit of sweetness. The correct, like, body. Like, medium to, or light to medium, like, almost in between. Very easy drinking. I'm not sure why the color is. Like, why it's so hazy. Like, there's crap floating all in there. They're both made with the same amount, the same grain bag, the same bag of hops, but yet the color difference is unbelievable. New England IPA versus pale ale. Filtered beer. Filtered IPA. So I think this goes back to our, I believe it was our Centennial or Cascade smash beer. The color looks a little darker, but there is a ton of crap floating in there. This looks like what the 2-row did in that. And it's hazy. I'm still not sure why these beers are all brewed with the same grain bag. So the same 2-row, raw 2-row bag. The beer one, so Centennial, or Cascade Centennial, then Centennial, Cascade, and Oats look about the same. The Oats looks a little hazier, but again, same grain, same hop bag, same hop bag. So I don't know what is making it hazy. Now the difference is this is 5.74%. So maybe it didn't attenuate all the way and it left residual sugars, which maybe the yeast cleaned the beer. So because this one could be sweeter, even though that grapefruit is covering a lot of that up, that the Cascade Centennial, the beer 1, is a higher ABV. So maybe the yeast ate enough to clear it. Maybe the ABV, I know it's not true. I'm just trying to think. Maybe the ABV has something to do, or the yeast has something to do with making it hazy. I would have to really go back and look at all our hazy beers to see what the ABV is. But at least on this tasting, now we have a ton more coming out. I have a Vienna version with these same hops. I have a smoked cherry with these hops, and then a cereal with these hops, and a ton more. But so this is gonna get long, as if I can time it right, which I don't think I can. I think the Cascade Centennial or Centennial Cascade small batches have 13 different brews that I'm going to do in them. So we'll have to see how big I can get. I know some people like the comparisons, which I do, especially after the Old Nation one. But I want to taste them all on their own. So the next one, when we add one a month from now, will be that beer by itself, then these 3 plus that beer the next time. So I think the next one uses the cherry wood smoked malt. I'll do a separate tasting on that cherry one But then when the month's up, I will do these 3 again with that cherry. So each, let's say, month, I hope, we will do another beer. Then we'll add one. So we could get to 6, I believe. Because right now I get 4 of these. So I only have 4. So the later we go, the more I run out. So I might have to change to 12-ounce bottles. But that's beside the point. On this one, Centennial Cascade, the number 2 wins hands down, followed by the number 1 Cascade Centennial. So if you have any questions, leave them below. Have you done a test like this? If you have, leave it down below. Let me know what you did, because we do have a lot more coming up. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And until next time, happy brewing.